Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Books, Scares, and Purrs. My name's Leslie, where we talk mostly all things bookish, and my side passion is Interview the Vampire. You know what? Tonight I saw the season finale of House of the Dragon, season 2, and it was just so anticlimactic. I need to just cleanse myself of that finale with an interview with the cast of Interview the Vampire. And I saw that one popped up with CBR Presents. And so let's watch that. Let me get this cracking. That's Tariel in the background, by the way. And my cat that's meowing, that's Ginger, but I'm not going to let her in because she's being needy right now. Let's see, what is a better one? So this, yeah, here we go. And you can't see T.
Guys, give it up for the crew from Interview with the Vampire.
Thank you.
Guys, welcome.
Rapture.
Welcome.
Great.
Thank
I
you,
was
thank
not
you,
expecting
thank
that.
you.
Thank you.
Round of
Nobody
five.
ever
Thank you
is.
so
That's
much.
why
we do it. So you guys recently unveiled season 2 once again to major acclaim. People are really loving this show. What would you say have been, some of your favorite? You're working so hard and long on these shows. You finally unveil it. Season 1, season 2 both have gotten really strong responses. But what over the last couple of years, what have been sort of the best or most surprising responses you've gotten to the series?
We've had fans of the show fly over to Prague, come to New Orleans. They come. I've had people come to Australia. I think they're probably Australians, but like meeting people who love the show so much that they want to come out and meet us, and then this is a world that they've been reading since they were kids, and then they come onto the set and we get to take them around. And I hope this is not an invitation. It doesn't always get to happen, but sometimes it does, and we get to show people like the world that they love. And I think that is probably the most satisfying and exciting thing to do. I think it's just like really fun to share it with the fans. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Working with our family.
Commercial. Jeez Louise.
I've been on a bunch of shows that did not have this kind of fan base or this sort of interaction of it. The writers' room, we have all this fan art that has been generated.
That's cool.
We plaster it on the walls all the time, and not just out of look how much they love it, but look how well we have to perform. Because look how much this show means to people. It's super humbling. It's super cool.
Has anything like you've seen in fan art actually, like it's on your writer's wall? Is it inspired? Is it getting into the weeds? Is it inspiring anything?
Yeah, I mean, does it inspire? It totally inspires. Again, just in that sort of there's a communication level about this is what the show is doing for people, and they're sending this thing back. That's great. I mean, I don't know if anything off the wall has hit the plot or anything like that.
Yeah.
Plot, that's all Anne. We go back to Anne on that stuff. But no, it's it's super. I mean, I haven't had my face tattooed on body parts like some other people. But there's
You know what I love? Ever since the Vampire Lestat teaser came out, so many people have gotten the Vampire Lestat initials tattooed on them. It's wild. It's really cool to see. But I'm sure there's always been in the fandom tattoos, whether the show was here or not. But yeah, it's incredible. But I've definitely seen some tattoos out there. Also, yeah, it's really cool that they have like the fan art in the writer's room. I'm sure that's just gonna like, I guess, incentivize the fans. It's wild to know whether or not their art has been up on the wall or not. It's just very cool. But that's the thing about Roland Jones is he's like he's a fangirl, and he's also like a fan of the fans, and it's just like I love it all.
levels of unwellness out there.
Delaney, how about for you?
Yeah, it's weird because the topics we discuss in the show are very intense, but the fans of the show, it's quite a safe space. Like, it feels like quite a safe space. And when I came onto the show, I was kind of skeptical about how I was going to be perceived, but it was very, very lovely, and everyone was very supportive, and yeah, I think that's like a testament to the fans, and they love the show, and I'm so excited that we get to give it to them because they're very, very nice people. Anyway,
all of it, like I can't really single out a kind of specific response that's been overwhelming. I just the fact that they do love it, and the fact that it's been sort of understood as well in a way that we wanted it to be sort of understood, and we wanted to tell the story. We've honored it, and it seems like they responded. It seems like us, the ones who really know the books and love the books, have sort of gone, okay, this is the definitive story that we've told, and we've honored the book. So yeah, all of it has just been seriously overwhelming.
Well, that's a good segue, because one of the aspects that is different.
Delayed response, but I really liked the fact that Delaney said that she feels so welcome because I don't know, it's like a big transition to have a different actress take on a role that's so beloved and pivotal, but she knocked it out of the park anyway. So I mean, it's all on her for being so incredible, and yeah.
In this markedly different, I would say, from previous incarnations, is that it leans more into the queer elements of the source material of Anne Rice's work. What have you guys heard from the LGBTQ plus community in that regard?
I think they like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the books. It's just, it doesn't
Yeah.
seem like a very radical move. It was just, there it is.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you go straight at it?
It was a very organic, natural, easy
It would
thing
be
to do that
inorganic
you-
to do anything other than
it-
that. Yeah.
But it had been done in other ways before.
You know what? I mean, don't like different time period, different. I mean,
Yeah.
she wrote it in 1973. And the books get more open as they go further on. This is very, very progressive, out there book for 1973. I mean, like, it's published in 76, which she's writing it then.
Mhm.
And the movie is a snapshot of that time, done with a lot of panache
Mhm.
and a lot of beauty. And we get it here, and we get it to do it with a serialized format. We get more time to do it. So we have a lot of advantages and opportunities that previous incarnations did not.
Was Anne a resource for you guys before her passing in 2021?
I believe Anne was very ill when we were getting
Mhm.
started, and she actually passed away very early in our first season shoot.
Sam, what's been the greatest challenge of playing a character as iconic as Lestat?
Usually, like that question. I'd say. Because I am so hyper aware that everyone has an opinion of how the character should be, and it's about like mitigating their expectations, my own expectations, and trying to stay as faithful as I can to the source material. I mean, and then obviously the pressure, because like people, know the name, they know the character, they have an idea about what it is, and so you kind of have to get through that veil, so they can actually suspend their disbelief and enjoy the show, and not go, "That's not my Lestat."
Yeah, bless Anne Rice for being who she was, writing as wildly as she did, and yeah, writing things into existence that even the film industry didn't want to take on. I will always love her for that. And there's like generations of kids that are adults like me that really love her for that, and felt seen by her work. And as far as Sam Reed, it's wild. He's a perfect Lestat. I mean, I know the pressure is always going to be there, but I can't picture anyone else taking on the role the way that he does.
Asad, what's the greatest challenge in playing a 514-year-old character?
Fairly easy. Yeah, I'm fairly kind of tired at my age, so it's kind of.
First, I imagine it's your first 515-year-old.
This is
thing.
this is my first one. Won't be my last,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Greatest challenge. I don't know. I think like you, this is sort of trying to like honor what's in the book, what people love about the character, what they know, and also put it to the side and say, what can I bring? What experiences do I have, and what that can lend itself to, marry itself to this character. So that was something that I started investigating very early on, because I knew that there were certain aspects that were gonna really challenge me. And so it was a long process. I think the time was the hardest. Like the fact that we started in season 1, and then I had season 1, what was its own, Rashid was its own thing, but I was starting to sort of ruminate and cook Armand, I guess, over that time, but not knowing I was cooking it, but not knowing what dish was going to be until a year and a half later, or 2 years later. So
Until you were ready to serve it.
I'm ready to serve.
Well
it.
done.
Roast
Well
salmon.
done.
Yeah.
That is most cheesy. I love that. But yeah, it's so funny because he also seems Assad also seems bashful, but he's another incredible he has to give so many looks as Armand, even in season 2 when there's so much dialogue, but there's so much like going on beneath the surface, that's I feel like we're gonna find out so much more, or we're gonna look back at season 1 and season 2 and be re-evaluating all those looks that Armand gave in season 1 and season 2 based on like how this story continues to unfold and like reveal more of Armand. It's gonna be so wild, so good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, suck it all in. I don't know.
No,
I don't know where I was
these
going with that.
metaphors aren't really
Yeah.
working anymore.
Delaney, is there any life imitating art? Are you learning on set from Sam and Jacob and Asad at all?
I was learning from everybody.
Yeah.
I was really just happy to be there. Jacob, the first month of filming, it was me and Jacob mostly, and he had like little life lessons, and then he'd say something like really stupid, and I'd be like, okay, it's okay, like I was gonna swear. We can't swear, can we?
Yeah,
I
go
was
for it.
I was so scared to mess it up. And
Mhm.
then like first week went by and I was like, oh no, I can, like this is a safe space. Everybody's in it, giving it 100%. Let me mirror that.
She transformed our set too, honestly. I gotta say, she dropped in, and there's an actor who is an animal and incredible, and then there's a human and a person, and there was a lot of transformational joy that was brought onto our set when Delaney joined the show.
Thank you.
How much more fun are the days where you guys get to shoot those like feasting scenes where you're
All right, before we continue, I would like to say that I just wish people, once again, I want the interviewers to ask like just better questions about like acting choices that Delaney made. I notice this happens with young actors specifically when they're a part of an ensemble, where that's kind of like the go-to question about what they learn from everyone around them, and it's an old question and it's tiring. She brought so much to Claudia this season, and there's so much opportunity to talk about the nuance of all the scenes that she's in, and these interviews aren't doing it.
going all in on somebody's neck and there's blood and effects, and are those more nerve-wracking, or are they more exciting? Does the mood on the set change for those days?
I find them fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Also, the blood has got the mouth blood, and the blood that we drink has sugar in it. So we usually like hit a sort of level of like sugar high that happens.
Yeah.
And then also, we usually shoot those sequences for like multiple days. So you're going back into these like bloody clothes, like over and over again, which is not the best thing, I gotta say, because they're all wet and they're kind of sticky, and yeah. But look how much fun we get paid to like cover ourselves in
Dribble
fake
blood.
blood and like wear teeth and be like, it's like this is so much, and then have the most beautiful dialogue that you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
So it's like this incredible marriage of like we get this like wonderful high art experience and be so silly at the same time. It's like it's pure joy.
And you get a little sugar high.
And
what
you're
you're
high
saying.
from sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all sugar addicts on the show.
We're all diabetic.
Yeah.
You guys, you mentioned, I knew you were shooting in New Orleans. I wasn't aware you also shoot in Prague. A lot of times when you talk to cast and crew about the New Orleans experience, they say it kind of adds to the atmosphere because of the history of that city. What can you say about your experience? Did you feel that? Like, do you feel like it makes it easier to walk onto these sets because you're surrounded by everything that we know and sort of learn about New Orleans and how unique that city is?
Yeah, I mean, like,
I mean, we were talking about this yesterday. Like, I mean, we did shoot actually in Paris as well, which was extraordinary. I mean, that was really special. We're shooting things in the Seine and you know, Eiffel Tower. Oh no, it wasn't the Eiffel Tower. The Sacré-Cœur. Yeah, I think that was kind of amazing. But we were talking about this yesterday. Like, we did shoot a lot in this abandoned factory on the outskirts of Prague. That was definitely haunted and had the most off freaky vibe. And
Aggressive ghosts.
yeah, aggressive ghosts. And I don't know if that really helped, but it added something.
Yeah.
Like it was a thing.
To the point where like we had someone sort of, what is it, saging,
Walking around saging, giving
wow,
projected
that's serious.
candles.
That's when you know it's serious when you bring out the sage.
All of the
It was
local,
very serious.
yeah, the local crew were like, "There's bad energy here." Yeah.
and places are equally just as you run through their people. And so we've had some really, really incredible artisans from New Orleans and Prague, and our little pickup team in France. And so you experience those places too by the people that we met. And they're been very, very fortunate with that.
Speaking of hauntings, I think I think they just took down a couple of Funkos. You guys are going to be rolling into season 3 soon. It's going to cover the Book of the Stock, correct? There it is.
Camera,
There it
zoom in,
There it
please.
is.
I love Roland Jones because he's all ready to show the book at like every interview.
Zoom in, get
There
in
it
there.
is.
Yes. Let it hypnotize you. Let it seduce you. There you go.
I mean, we don't have to say like spoiler. I mean, if fans have read the books, you know, they probably have a good idea where you're going. But where are you guys in sort of the process? Are you prepping yet for season 3?
Really early on, but you know, we've been thinking about it from the beginning. So I think it's for it's really what do we have banked? I have some audition scenes that we needed to do for actors that we had cast previously. We have a particularly silly 3 minutes kind of thing that we've planned, and then and there's a lot of notes and a lot of text going back and forth and a lot of communication to me and some of the writers. Me and Sam, we're burning up a lot of stuff on our phones, a lot of back and forth on that, and then a lot of talk with Daniel Hart, our composer, who's about to strap it on again. So,
do you have a target date yet?
We
premiere?
This is a free flowing sort of, you know,
question for AMC.
Yeah. We're working right now, and we're starting the work. So.
This is the hand. This just,
yeah.
just the hand on the shoulder.
You don't have to answer that. Yeah.
You know what that tells me? That maybe they have a date. They're just not they're just not telling us yet. Oh man. All right. So yeah, just another beautiful interview with the cast. It wasn't particularly telling other than they're working on it, but I enjoyed it. I still haven't seen clear versions of the San Diego Comic-Con panel, which I really want to cover, but it all just depends on what's on the tube right now, which is a little bit of a bummer because, you know, shows like The Walking Dead I could find so easily, but they didn't really do that for Interview the Vampire. So I'm hoping that AMC will fix that in the coming years with other seasons. So I don't know, I'll see. Anyways, if you like my content, please subscribe, like, and let me know what you think about this interview. And I'll see you in the chat, everyone. Bye.